Chapter 13, Thunder. In the name of God, the gracious, the compassionate. A1, L30, M40, R200. These are the signs of the book. What has been sent down to you from your Lord is the truth, but most of the people do not acknowledge. God, who raised the skies without any pillars that you can see, then he established the authority, and he commissioned the sun and the moon, each running to a fixed destiny. He manages all affairs, and he details the signs so that you will be aware of the meeting with your Lord. He is the one who stretched out the land, made in it stabilizers and rivers, and from every fruit he made a pair of two, the night covers the day. In that are signs for a people who will think. On earth are neighboring pieces of land with gardens of grapes and plants and palm trees, some of which may be twins sharing the same root, or single, even though they are being watered with the same water source, and we make preference for some of them over others in what they consume. In that are signs for a people who reason. If you wonder, then what is more wondrous is their saying.
Can it be that when we are dust, we will be created anew?
These are those who rejected their Lord, and they will have chains around their necks, and they are the dwellers of the fire, in it they will abide. They ask you to hasten with the doom rather than the good, yet the examples of those before them have already been given. Your Lord is with great forgiveness to the people despite their transgression, and your Lord is severe in retribution. Those who reject say,
If only a sign was sent down to him from his Lord.
You are but a warner, and to every nation is a guide. God knows what every female carries, and how short her pregnancy or how long. Everything with him is measured. The knower of the unseen and the seen, the great, the Most High. It is the same whether any of you conceals the word or openly declares it, whether he is hiding in the night or going openly in the day. As if he has followers in his presence and behind him guarding him from God's command. God is not to change what is in a people until they change what is within themselves. If God wanted to harm a people, then there is no turning him back, nor will they have any protector against him. He is the one who shows you the lightning, giving you fear and hope. He establishes the heavy clouds. The thunder glorifies with his praise, the controllers are in awe of him, and he sends the thunderbolts, thus striking with them whomever he wills. Yet they are still arguing regarding God, while he is severe in punishment. To him is the call of truth. Those who are called on besides him, they will not respond to them in anything. It is like one who places his hands openly in the water to drink, but it never reaches his mouth. The call of the ingrates is nothing but in misguidance. To God prostrate all who are in the heavens and the earth, willingly and unwillingly, as do their shadows in the morning and the evening. Say.
Who is the Lord of the heavens and earth?
Say.
God.
Say.
Have you taken besides him allies who do not possess for themselves any benefit or harm?
Say.
Is the blind and the seer the same? Or, does the darkness and the light equate?
Or have they made partners with God who have created like his creation, so the creations all seemed the same to them? Say.
God has created all things, and he is the one, the supreme.
He sent down water from the sky, so valleys flowed according to their capacity, and the flood produces foam. From what they burn to smelt jewelry or good similar foam is produced. It is in such a manner that God strikes the falsehood with the truth. As for the foam, it passes away, as for what benefits the people, it remains in the earth. It is such that God cites the examples. For those who responded to their Lord is goodness. As for those who did not respond to him, if they had all that is in the earth twice over, they would offer it to be saved. To these will be a terrible reckoning, and their abode is hell. What a miserable abode! Is one who knows that the truth has been sent down to you from your Lord like one who is blind. Only those with understanding will remember. Those who fulfill God's covenant, and they do not break the covenant. Those who deliver what God has ordered be delivered, and they revere their Lord and they fear the terrible reckoning. Those who are patient seeking their Lord's direction, and they hold the contact prayer, and they spend from what we bestowed upon them secretly and openly, and they counter sin with good, these will have an excellent abode. The gardens of Eden, they will enter it with those who are good doers from their fathers and their mates and their progeny. The controllers will enter upon them from every gate.
Peace be upon you for what you have been patient for. Excellent indeed is the final abode.
As for those who break the pledge of God after making its covenant, and they sever what God ordered that it be joined, and they corrupt in the earth, to those is a curse and they will have a miserable abode. God extends the provisions for whom he wishes, or restricts. They celebrated the worldly life, but the worldly life compared to the hereafter was nothing but a brief enjoyment. Those who have rejected say,
If only a sign were sent down to him from his Lord.
Say,
God misguides whom he wishes and guides to him whoever is repenting.
the ones who acknowledged and their hearts are satisfied by the remembrance of God, for in God's remembrance the hearts are satisfied. Those who acknowledged, and promoted reforms, there will be happiness for them and a good abode. As such, we have sent you to a nation, as other nations that have come before, so that you may recite for them what has been inspired to you, while they are still rejecting the gracious. Say,
He is my Lord, there is no God but he, in him I place my trust and to him is my repentance.
if there were a Quran with which mountains were moved, the earth were sliced, or the dead were made to speak. No, to God is all matters. Did not those who acknowledge know that if God wished he would have guided all the people? As for those who reject, until God's promise comes true, a disaster will continue to strike them or alight at near their homes because of what they do. God does not breach the appointment. Messengers before you were ridiculed, but I gave time to those who rejected, then I took them. Then how was my punishment? Who is the one standing over every person for what it has earned? Yet they make partners with God. Say,
Name them. Or are you informing him of what he does not know on earth? Or is it just a show of words?
but to the ingrates, their scheming is made to appear clever, and they are turned away from the path. Whoever God misguides will have no guide. They will have a punishment in the worldly life, and the punishment of the hereafter is more difficult. They will have no protector against God. The allegory of paradise that the righteous have been promised is that rivers flow beneath it, and its provisions are continuous, as is its shade. Such is the abode of those who were righteous, while the abode of the ingrates is the fire. Those to whom we have previously given the book rejoice at what has been sent down to you, but there are some of the groups that reject parts of it. Say,
I am only ordered to serve God and not to associate any partner with him. To him I pray and to him is the return.
thus, we have sent it down a law in Arabic. If you follow their desires after what has come to you of the knowledge, then you will not have any ally or protector against God. We have sent messengers before you and we have made for them mates and offspring. It was not for a messenger to come with any sign except by God's leave, but for every time there is a decree. God erases what he wishes and affirms, and with him is the source of the book. If we show you some of what we promise them or if we let you pass away, for you is only to deliver, while for us is the reckoning. Do they not see that we come to the land and reduce it from its borders? God gives judgment and there is none to override his judgment. He is quick reckoning. Those before them have schemed, but to God is all scheming. He knows what every person earns, and the ingrates will come to know to whom is the ultimate abode. Those who reject say,
You are not a messenger.
Say,
God is sufficient, as a witness between me and you, and those who have the knowledge of the book.